Mediation is two different things in Connecticut. The most common version of mediation in the context of a divorce is actually a process that people use to resolve their divorce. So what they do is they retain a neutral mediator. That person is usually an experienced divorce attorney, but they're serving as a mediator to help them work through all of the things that you need to decide in Connecticut in order for a court to grant your divorce. The other most common type of mediation in a divorce, although it's less common than the first type I just talked about, is when you do a mediation in the middle of a divorce litigation to see if by using you can resolve some outstanding issues and avoid a trial. So the two main types are the mediation, that's the process for resolving everything in the divorce itself, and the other one is mediation as a tool for settlement in the context of a litigated divorce. Mediation isn't a requirement for divorce in Connecticut like it is in a lot of states. So in many states, the court requires you to go through a mediation process before you can move on with your divorce. In Connecticut, that's not the case. In Connecticut, the most common mediations we see in divorces are actually the whole process for the divorce itself. In those cases, the two spouses both decide that they want to hire a mediator to help them reach resolutions on their divorce. Then at the end of the mediation, assuming they reach a full agreement on all of those issues that you have to decide in order for a judge to grant your divorce, then you take that agreement and you submit it to the court for review to see if the court will approve and order your marriage dissolved. The main benefit of using mediation in your divorce is that it provides a structure for you to try and resolve issues outside of court. So in other words, you won't need a judge to make a decision on things that you need to come up with answers to in your divorce if you're able to reach those conclusions on your own, working with your spouse. One of the great things about a divorce mediator is as long as you hire an experienced divorce attorney who's also a trained mediator, in their role as your mediator, they'll help you know first, what are all of these things I have to decide, like property and alimony and how parenting will work. They help guide you through helping you know all of the things that you need to reach an agreement on. And then the other thing they do is help you know how to negotiate that agreement. They provide a structure to come up with those answers. And using a mediator decreases the likelihood that you'll wind up in court letting a judge decide. So what's the role of the mediator themselves? What do they do? If this person is an experienced divorce attorney, which they should be, then are they acting as both people's lawyers? Are they acting as either person's lawyer? How does it work? Well, when a divorce attorney acts as the mediator, they don't have on their attorney hat. They have on their neutral mediator hat. They don't give legal advice to you. They don't give legal advice to your spouse. They facilitate discussions so that you know what the two of you need to reach agreements on, and then they support you in reaching those agreements. As part of that, they might give you some legal information. They might explain to you, you need to decide whether anyone's going to pay someone alimony. You need to decide how you're going to divide all of the property in your divorce. But again, they're no one's advocate. What you should do is make sure that you have what we call mediation review counsel, your own independent attorney who you meet with on the side to make sure that the agreements that you're reaching are good for you and your future. Assuming that you are good candidates for mediation, there's a very high likelihood that your mediation will be successful. But what I mean by successful is that you'll resolve all of the issues that you need to resolve within your divorce there at the mediation table. I would say about 95% of our mediations internally, because we're very careful about making sure that our clients are good candidates for mediation before we'll move forward in a mediation with them. 90 to 95% of our mediations are very successful. All of the issues are resolved, and the court grants the divorce agreement just like they decided on it in their mediation.